Pleasant day everyone, my name is Edmore B. Santos, and for today's topic, we will discuss Chapter 6 about documentation of the crime scene. So first, what is crime scene? So a crime scene can be defined as a location at which an offense was committed and where the potential evidence of that crime may exist. So ibig sabihin, ang crime scene ito yung lugar or place kung saan nangyari ang krimen. At dito rin matatagpuan o may-discover yung mga potential evidence. Next is photography na crime scene. So the purpose of crime scene photography is to give a documented record of the scene as it is observed. Pagdating ng photographer sa crime scene, as much as possible mag-conduct na siya ng photographing. Photograph niya na, kukuha niya ng mga picture yung crime scene. At itong mga photographer, meron sila sinusunod na rules. Ito yung nothing should be touched or move. Or also, meron sila sinusunod na MAC rule. Ang ibig sabihin nito ay do not mutilate, do not alter, and do not contaminate. So, the goal is to record useful information in a series of photographs. So, one of the goal of the photographer ng crime scene is to i-record yung crime scene so that the information will be used in the prosecution soon. So next is andito na tayo sa ranges of photograph. So we have three ranges of photograph. First is general view or long range. Second is medium view or mid range. The last is medium up view or range. So first, general view. So general view, pinaphotograph nito or kinukuha nito ang overall scene ng crime scene. And second is medium view or mid range. So pinaphotograph nito ang subject sa distansyang 10 to 20 feet away. Last is close of view. So pinaphotograph niya ang subject sa distansyang 5 feet or less than 5 feet. So methods of photographing the crime scene. We have two methods of photographing the crime scene. First is overlapping method, and second is progressive method. So there are two general methods of photographing the crime scene. So first, photographing method. So a photographic method of taking a series of photograph in a circular or clockwise direction. So ibig sabihin nito ay kukuha ka ng photograph in a crime scene in a clockwise or circular direction. For example, room, pupunta ka sa gitna niyan. At doon muna gagawin yung overlapping method. Ito yung paikot mong gagawin at kukuha ka ng series of photograph paikot. Second, ito yung progressive method. So a photographic method of taking crime scene photographs starting from a fixed point. So gagawin to, ipo-photograph niya all pieces of evidence na makikita sa crime scene from general long range to a close view range. So next is sequential photographs of crime scene. So ito yung pagkasunod-sunod o dapat mong i-photograph sa crime scene. So first, na exterior of the building or vehicle with relation to the other buildings, vehicles, roads, and streets. So ibig sabihin na aside of yung exact location, also kukunin mo yung mga yung photographs exterior of the building, katabi ng building, kung meron bang vehicle doon, roads, streets. Second is point of entry. Ito yung kukunin mo yung entry outside and inside of the crime scene. Second is point of exit. Kabaliktaran lang to ng point of entry, but dito ay exit naman, outside and inside ng crime scene. Next, condition of the crime scene. So also napaka-importante rin na kunan ng photograph yung crime scene kung condition. Next is area from which valuable articles were removed, ito yung area kung saan yung valuable articles ay tinanggal. So doon rin yun, pipicturean mo yun, kukuha naman ng photograph. Next is articles left at the scene. Ito yung mga bagay na naiwan sa crime scene. Next, trace evidence such as hairs, fibers, and cigarettes butts. No? So, ito yung pag-trace mo ng evidence, no? For example, yung mga hairs, fibers. Next, tool marks and impression of use or tire tracks. So, ito yung mga impression ng mga bagay-bagay. For example, mga sapatos, mga bagay na nag-iiwan ng pattern or impression. And next is fingerprints and footprints. No? So, also, saklaw rin to sa sequential photograph of crime, yung fingerprints and footprints. So next, standard operating procedures in photography na crime scene. So this is the standard procedures of basis of the photographers in photography na crime scene. PNP's forensic photographers follow these basic rules for scene of crime operation and field laboratory work. So these are the basic rules that the photographers should follow. So first, to photograph the entire scene or crime scene by means of general view, and also include yung mga nearby surroundings, example mga katabing building, and also the case number, time, yung oras, date, at yung initial ng photographer. Next, to take an overlapping shot, immediate scenes from 4 different angles. So it means na isasagawa mo yung overlapping shot, no, and 4 different angles. For example, sa kwarto, meron yung 4 na angle. So kada angle magsasagawa ka or ma-execute ka ng overlapping shot. So third, photograph the entrance and exit of the crime scene. So it means na i-photograph mo yung entrance and exit of the crime scene. Next, to photograph the body of the victim or suspect, for example yung cadaver. And by photographing the body of the victim, also show the exact location where the body found. And after the removal of the body, na-lift na yung body, take a photograph the scene where the body was laying. So pag yung katawan na i-remove na, pipicture mo naman yun kung saan nakahiga o nakabulagta yung katawan. Next, take up close-up photographs of the body showing the face for proper identification. So ibig sabihin na ay mag-take ng close photograph sa body na include yung kanyang mukha in order to establish her identification. Next, take mid-range and close-up photographs of all pieces of evidence out in the crime scene. So in a crime scene, all pieces of evidence must be photographed, and by means of mid-range and close-up photographs. And also to photograph including the case number, yung date, at most importantly the initial of the photographer. Next, take close-up photographs for the bullet hole. So ito yung mga bullet hole, yung basyo ng bala, yung bala kung saan tumama. So i-photograph mo yan by means of close-up photographs. So next is the crime scene should be sketched in the presence of the investigator. So itong crime scene sketch, no, gagawin to sa presensya ng investigator, within the crime scene. So after nagawa na yung sketch, yung investigator pipirmahan niya ngayon yung sketch so that nagpapatunay na legitimate yung paggawa niya ng sketch. At itong investigator, ito yung mga authorized person in the crime scene or in charge of the crime scene. So after that, may i-record sa photographic logbook yung weather ng weather condition ng araw na yun, also yung time na yun, type of lens of the camera, anong klaseng lens na ginamit, and also the film and the camera used, no? And itong camera used, kung anong klaseng camera ito ba ay film or digital camera. Next, Negative and photograph should be placed in a plastic folder. So ito yung mga negative photographs dapat ilagay sa lalagyanan na hindi na nababasa, sisinagan ng araw, or mga bagay na makakasira. So dapat ito ay may care ang tago nito. So itong also aside sa negative photographs, pati yung case number, tago rin time and date before the filing with the still in a cabinet. Next is issuance release of photographic evidence. So ito ay procedure kung saan bibigay ng request upang mailabas yung photographic evidence from the person who has the jurisdiction. So a written request addressed to the Director Crime Laboratory is required for the investigating units having jurisdiction or the case for the release issuance of the photographic evidence. So first is magbibigay ng written request to the Director of the Crime Laboratory for the purpose of releasing the photographic evidence. And after na na-receive na yung request at meron ng feedback na approval, so ito yung i-release at i-release ito sa mga authorized person. At as ang minimum naman nito ng paglabas ng photographic evidence is only a period of 1 day. And also pag ito ay na-request ng court na court presentation na kailangan yung photographic evidence, dapat i-deliver to without delay. And after nyan, when the court subpoena the photographer, kailangan niyang umattend. Ito yung photographer na kumuha ng mga photographs sa crime scene. At sa ipoprovide niya yung mga photograph, yung mga negative photograph, i-prepare niya para sa for court presentation. And next, note taking. So note taking, what is note taking? So note taking, ito ay personal record ng investigator or photographers, Ang mga information or mga detail nito ay patungkol sa crime scene. So essential items of information to be included during note taking. So ito ang mga information or mga detail na nilalaman ng note taking. So first, date, time and location. So date and location, and also the assignments of the investigator, and also the exact time of arrival of the investigator and the exact location of the crime scene and light and weather condition, and also the names of the main officer na nandun sa crime scene. Second, detailed description of the victim and his/her clothing. So it means na i-record yung pangalan, yung edad, height, weight, timbang, complexion, ito yung kulay ng balat at kulay ng buhok, kulay ng mata, at also kung ano ang kasuotan niya at kung ano ang kulay ng kasuotan niya. Next, wounds the victim has received. The exact location of the wound or injury, its type, size, and in the case of bruise, its color need to be included in the notes. So ibig sabihin na kung saan kung nagtamo ba ang injury, yung victim, kung anong klaseng wound or injury ang kanya natamo, o anong klaseng type ng injury, size nito, kung gano'ng kalaki at gano'ng kalalim ng injury. So next is a general description of the crime scene. The investigator should note any damage to items, any apparent disturbance of the normal arrangement of the furniture of the other objects. So it means na i-describe mo kung ano yung nangyari sa crime scene. For example, yung mga damage nito at also yung mga normal arrangement na hindi hindi na angkop or according sa proper arrangement yung mga bagay. For example, yung nasunog, nasira. Next, the type of camera and film used in photography na crime scene. So yan, i-indicate mo rin yung yung type ng camera, whether it is film or digital camera. Also yung film, anong klaseng film. Next is discovery of each significant items of evidence. So ito yung ilalagyan ng i-record yung description ng item, kung saan ito na-discover, sang area, kung sino ang naka-discover, and also the exact place of its discovery, and also kung anong klaseng lalagyanan or type ng container ang pinaglagyan ng item, paano ito nilagay, at paano ito sealed at mark. Next, the failure to locate items. So ito na yung crime scene kung may nawawalang items or object. For example, yung gamit ng victim or yung ginamit ng offender para maisagawa yung crime scene, yung bagay na ginamit niya. Crime sketching. So what is crime sketching? So it depicts the overall layout of a location and the relationship of evidentiary items to the surroundings, no? And the primary purpose of crime scene sketch, it serves as a photographic and graphic document to show the layout, orientation, and interrelationship of the scene and evidence. So ang crime scene, ito yung idodrawing yung crime scene. And next, information to be included in the sketch, no? So ito yung mga information or nilalaman or content ng sketch. So the sketch should include at least the following information. First, the crime scene sketcher's full name, pangalan niya, and also the assignment. Second, yung date, time, at crime classification, kung anong klaseng crime incident ang nangyari, and also the case number. Next, the full name ng mga tao na tumulong sa in taking measurements. Next, the address of the crime scene or the exact location of the crime scene, and its position in the building, landmark, and also the compass direction. Fifth, the scale of the drawing, yung sukat ng drawing. Last, ito yung location of mga items kung saan natagpuan, kung saan banda sa crime scene. Next, type of sketches. So we have two types of sketches. We have rough sketch and smooth sketch. So a rough sketch is drawn freehand by the sketcher at the crime scene, no? So rough sketch, ito yung sketch na ginawa during sa taking measure in the crime scene. So itong rough sketch, hindi pa to tapos, hindi pa to final, pero pa to kumbaga pangit pa to tignan. Second is smooth sketch. A smooth sketch is one that is finished and is frequently drawn to the skull from the information provided in the rough sketch. So itong rough sketch, ito yung final product of the smooth sketch. It is the final product of the rough sketch. So itong smooth sketch, ito yung according to the rough sketch, yung mga information at detail doon. But in smooth sketch, ito na yung final na. Pwede na itong ma-accept or magamit sa court presentation. Next is methods of sketching. So we have three methods of sketching. First is coordinate method, second triangulation method, last is cross projection method. First, coordinate method. The coordinate method measures the distance of an object from two fixed points. One form of this method uses a baseline which is drawn between two known points. So ang pag drawing ng coordinate method is yung shape nito is rectangular method. ito ay ang fixed point nito or ang magiging baseline nito yung pwede siya wall kung saan yung fixed point R naka connect sa dalawang wall. For example, yung evidence ay malapit sa wall, tapos ang mangyayari niyan ay yung shape o yung fixed points ay left and right sa wall. Magkabilaan. Tapos yung angle sa labas ng shape ay doon naka-place yung items, objects, or evidence. So, ang illustration ng coordinate method is magiging ganito. Yan. Fixed point dito, dalawang fixed point. Tapos, yung ito na yung dito yung object or evidence. So, next is triangulation method. The triangulation method is useful in an outdoor situation where there are no easily identifiable edges of roads or fields to use as reference points. Now, this kind of method is useful siya sa mga outdoor situation, for example sa yung field. Triangulation method, gumagamit ito ng shape na pa-triangle. Ang baseline nito or fixed points ay maghanap ng baseline, for example sa field, sabi na puno or poste. Tapos yung dalawang triangle, yung sa ibaba niyan, yung dalawang angle ay nakatutok doon sa baseline o sa fixed points. Tapos yung point niyan o yung pangatlong angle, parang sa pyramid niyan, ay nakatutok or naka-place sa object or evidence. So ang illustration niyan ay parang ganito. Ayan. Fixed points, dito yung object, tas ito yung forma ng triangulation method. So last is cross projection method. The cross projection method is useful when the items is or location of interest are on or in the wall surfaces as well as the elsewhere in enclosed space. So cross projection method use it measures the distance vertically of the items or object in the for example yung objects or yung evidence ay nasa walls, windows, indoors. So ipoprovide niya or i-establish niya yung distance vertically from the top to the surface. So next is general rules of sketching. So ito yung mga sinusunod o mga rules, general rules pag isasagawa ang sketching. First is decide what is to be sketched, no? So bago magsimula mong sketch, ani-ani mo na kung anong klaseng sketch ang gagawin mo, whether it is coordinate, triangulation, or cross projection method. Next is indicate the direction of the compass. So dapat indicate yung sa north, south, east, and west. Third, locate the objects exactly and represent distance between them accurately. So i-locate or hanapin natin yung objects at ibibigay at ipoprovide ang kanilang exact distance between each of the evidence. Include only the essential. So ilalagay lang yung mga importanteng mga or relevant information or items towards the case of the crime. Correction should be made while in the area. So pagkagawa ng sketch, no, for example may namali, so ang correction ang mangyayari dyan lang yung mangyayari ang correction sa crime scene. Next is draw to skull and indicate them. So we have 6 types of skull. And small room, sa maliit na room ay 1/2 inch or equivalent to 1/4. Pang large room naman 1/4 inch equivalent to 1/4. And pag in terms of small buildings naman 1/8 inch. And large buildings or large buildings with garden, ito yung malalaking buildings na at mayroong malawak na garden, 1/2 inch and 10 feet. Next is large area with several buildings. Ito na yung malalaki ng area at maraming building. At ang gagawing ang skull nito, sukatan ay 1/8 inch at 10 feet. Last is an area with a length of least 1 mile in each direction. Ito yung malalaki na example in a field. Napakalawak na ng sukatan niya o yung lawak ng crime scene. Ang gagawin yung anong scale nito is 1 by 8 or 1/8 inch. So 100 feet. Second, next is identify all objects in the sketch. Lahat ng mga information or mga object na nasa crime scene ay dapat recorded or nakalagay or naka-indicate sa sketch. Show position of camera on the sketch where the photographs are taken. Ilalagay rin yun kung ano yung position ng camera, kung saan position pinotograph yung subject. And last is time and date, weather condition, degree of light, witness, persons making sketch. And that's all. Thank you. I hope na may natutunan kayo, and thank you for watching.